Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sana and I am a spiritual mentor and a guide for women to walk the path of their soul's calling. So if you're on a path to go against societal norms, to forge your own path and to shatter your own glass ceilings, start a movement, whatever is calling you to do things differently, I am your guide to make sure that you are aligned in truth and love for yourself and for everybody around you. So I was called to live in my own apartment while being happily married, and this journey was the hardest thing I ever had to do because I am a people pleaser. I always thought about putting my husband first, putting my family first, putting my work first, putting my friends first, putting everyone first. And when I was called to this journey of living in my own apartment and pouring into myself and learning self-love for the first time, I felt like I was the most selfish, the most evil person in the world. And I received that as validation when my story went viral, and there were a million people commenting saying that I'm a horrible woman. However, 2 years have now passed since my husband and I have moved back in together, and our relationship is better. I am better. I am healthier. I have never felt more energized. I have never felt more fulfilled. I never would be the person I am today if I didn't answer the call. So I know if you're here and you're listening to this video and if you're attracted to my content, it's because you are also here to do life differently. And if you are stuck right now, or if you took a couple steps and now you don't know what your next steps are, please feel free to book a discovery call with me. It's completely free and I'd love to offer you some guidance. So today's theme is all about why do women put others first? Why do we fall into these people-pleasing tendencies? And there's so much information out there on people-pleasing and codependency and all of this stuff, which is great. But today I want to go one layer deeper and talk about what it means to be a people pleaser beyond just putting others first. Because maybe you're at a point now in your journey where you don't really technically put others first, but you simply think about how are they going to act, react, feel if you do things for yourself. So maybe you're somebody who doesn't have a problem with taking time out to journal, taking time out to meditate, or just pouring into yourself through whatever self-care modalities that you choose. But something that is coming so strongly right now through my calls with my clients is something as simple as wanting to take a trip or wanting to go to a retreat to go deeper into this practice of coming home to your true self. They're just simply thinking about, what am I going to tell work? Yes, I can take time off from work, but what am I going to tell them? Yes, my husband supports me to go, but what if he's not going to be okay without me? What if my kids are going to need me? So as women, these thoughts that come into our brain are so conditioned from the way we've been raised, the way we've been brought up, through the society, through the patriarchy, of always thinking about trying to control what other people are going to think and feel before we actually take the action. So that's what stops us from taking that next step towards going deeper into our self-love journey, going deeper into our spiritual practices, what have you, right? So I remember when I was being called to take a bath twice a week, 4 hours, my first thought was, what if he thinks I don't want to spend time with him? And then what came so deeply into me, into my body, my knowing, was that the people that love you want you to be the most healthy, fulfilled, satisfied, satiated version of you. And what does that mean? And what does that look like for your unique self? Obviously, if you're a mom, you probably can't sit in a bath for hours every week. Unless you can, then kudos, because that's incredible. But if you can't take out that much time, maybe it is as simple as taking a weekend once a year just for yourself, right? And going to that retreat. But what happens is sometimes we get blocked because we think if we're going to spend money and if we're going to take time off from work, it should be to spend time with the people that we love. And of course, vacations are incredible and beautiful. But at the same time, if you never have time to yourself, and if your soul is calling you to book a retreat or to go on this solo trip or to go with your friends to this place or that place, and it's causing you friction between your people-pleasing tendencies and your soul's desire for freedom, growth, and autonomy, you're going to feel stuck until you bring all these parts of you into your awareness, and then you try to understand both perspectives without judgment, with pure curiosity, and allowing yourself to sit with both of these stories. One story of, oh, I shouldn't spend money unless it's going on a trip with my family, and I shouldn't take time off unless it's going with my family. This narrative, think of that as programming, programmed in you from society, culture, family. So that story, is it yours? Ask yourself that. The other story is, oh, I make my own money. I have time off. I want to go here. So why not just do that? I have people to take care of my kids. My husband is a grown ass man who can take care of himself. Why can't I do that? So the more you get curious about what's happening on both of these narratives, the easier it becomes to see things so clearly and to see that, oh, I'm being called to go here, and everything in my current reality is set up in a way where if I do that, nothing's going to go wrong. And yes, we do have anxiety. That's very real. And we think about worst case scenario. But again, what you think about is what you will manifest. So once you realize that, okay, the same exact energy that goes into thinking about worst case scenario is the same exact energy that I can put into best case scenario. So now start meditating or whatever your practice is in solitude, to sit with yourself, to be like, okay, what would the best case scenario here look like? Best case scenario, my husband is good. He's happy. He actually is even more happy because he gets to do whatever he wants for the weekend, watch TV all he wants, play video games, hang out with the guys, just have space to be his own whole individual. He may even miss you. Be so excited for you to come back home and be like, wow, I really missed your presence and your energy. And it revamps your spark in your relationship. Your kids see, wow, my mom has an entire life and identity outside of us. Good for her. That's incredible. My mom is teaching me how to be a strong, independent woman. She's teaching me that happiness is a choice. She's teaching me that it's my responsibility to create the life that I want for myself and not sit in victim consciousness. What an incredible lesson for your children to see you do that. Now, the other best case scenario here is for your own self, your own growth, your own expansion. Maybe on that retreat, you meet your next best friend. Maybe you meet a business partner that can take your business to the next level. Maybe it's a next high ticket client that is going to take you from being stuck in your finances to unlocking the next step in your finances. So really just think about the worst case scenario. That's a story, we've been there, done that, right? That's the story we've been listening to our whole lives that has been keeping us stuck, keeping us stagnant, keeping us in loops, keeping us in environments that we're outgrowing. The other story that we can tell ourselves is the one that is the best case scenario of what if the best happens, right? And letting go of the outcome. Don't also go into this retreat or this trip or whatever you're being called to and come back and be like, oh, I didn't receive what I thought I was going to receive from that. Because the universe loves to play with you and it loves for you to play back, right? So you may receive something completely unexpected from that trip. It could be a new perspective that changes the trajectory of your entire life. It could be just more embodiment into your body, and that unlocks next level intimacy in your marriage. The opportunities of receiving magic and miracles and abundance is limitless, but it starts with you making that one step towards getting out of people pleasing, getting out of the energy of thinking, oh, what's going to happen and who's going to be okay and I have to take care of everyone and everything. Putting that down and saying, you know what, it's okay for me to choose me. It's okay for me to go down this path. It's okay for me to choose to put myself first, because maybe gonna make everything better. And maybe it will ruffle feathers. Maybe it will make people in your life say, what the heck? Because this is not normal. It's out of your comfort zone. As soon as we get out of our comfort zone, it ruffles feathers for others and it makes them feel some sort of way. But again, as an empath, I know that you think that their emotions are your responsibility, but the way to get out of that people pleasing energy is realizing that other people's emotions are not your responsibility, including your children, including your husband, including your parents, including your friends, including everybody. Their emotions are their responsibility, and your reality is your responsibility to create. So as soon as you understand that being a people pleaser is actually simply stopping you from living your best life and stopping you from connecting even deeper with the people in your life, because you're blaming them for not doing the things that your soul is calling you to do. And that's only going to lead to resentment. It's only going to lead to bitterness. It's only going to lead to anything and everything that's not love. Love is full acceptance of who we are and what we want and what we desire right here, right now, without judgment, with pure curiosity. Because your soul, and that's how you find self-love, is creating that relationship with your soul, your inner child joy, without judgment, with pure curiosity, without being the one that says, no, don't color outside the lines. No, don't be too out of the box. No, don't be too wild and expressive and creative. Because how are you going to monetize that? How are you going to make a living? How are you going to live? How are people going to accept you? All of that is conditioning that is stopping you when it's not real. It's not the truth. It's all an illusion. And we're heading into this new time of this collective growth and collective expansion, where we're realizing that all of these stories that we are holding on to are false narratives, and they're an illusion to keep us small and to keep us stuck, when the current reality that we're in right here, right now, is that the world is limitless and we can become whoever we want, and there's no one path to fulfillment. There's a million paths, maybe even a billion paths, and it's up to us to simply choose and decide what path feels the best for us. If that path for you is going on a retreat, going on a solo trip, going on a vacation with your friends, if it's to deepen your learning and understanding in astrology or human design or witchcraft or whatever modality is calling you, but you're stopping yourself because you're scared of what other people are going to think. You're scared of how other people are going to react. You're stopping yourself from posting your truth online because you're scared of what people from high school are going to think. You're scared of what your parents are going to think. You're scared of what others are going to do and see and say. But on the opposite end of that, instead of thinking about worst case scenario, the best case scenario here is you're going to share your gifts and your beauty and your wisdom out into the world, and it's going to save a life. So the AC just went off. I don't know if this is affecting the sound, so I'm going to stop the video here. And I hope that you take this as inspiration or motivation to just plan out your life. Plan out, if you're going to plan out the worst case scenario, please, for the love of God, just also plan out the best case scenario. And if you're going to focus your energy on the negative, you are fully capable of focusing your energy on the positive. Please don't let your stories and these false narratives stop you from living your best life. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe and comment below to let me know what is calling you to your soul, what is calling your soul. I just love hearing all of our different paths and our stories and our journeys. And if you need a little encouragement or support to take that leap and to go into that journey, I will be your greatest cheerleader. And if you want a discovery call and receive my energy, then click the link below, and it would be an honor to guide you on your path. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you guys next time.